Prayer, please, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
Lord, thank you for the state, for being with us, for the beautiful weather outside. Please be with the commissioners as they make decisions for the county and just help follow your will. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Would you join me in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everyone. We're in a regularly scheduled Eastland County Commissioners Court meeting,
Sorry.
and all commissioners and county judges are here, so we do have a quorum. Also at the table at this moment, county clerk and county auditor informed us she'll be here in a moment. We have a public hearing on County Road 145, and that relates back to some signage that Commissioner Raines wants to put up out there. Commissioner Raines, you want to tell us what you've got there?
Oh, I think we vote on it, on item 5. Anybody hear about 145, the four-way stops?
And that is in your precinct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay,
We're gonna be installing 3 four-way stops at 3 intersections.
okay. And anybody from the public on that? All right, for the record, nobody here from the public on the public hearing on County Road 145 about traffic control devices. All right, so we'll move on then to item number 2, which is read and sign the minutes. I have one set of minutes here. Do you just have one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, this is a set of minutes from October the 25th. You've had time to look at these, gentlemen. Any questions, concerns, changes to be made? Hearing none, then can we have a motion to accept the minutes from October 25th as presented to us today?
Motion. Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. All right, item number 3 is SART presentation. Assistant District Attorney Brenda Vickers. Ms. Vickers, would you come on down? Did you want to share as well?
Did I sit here?
Okay, yes, ma'am. You sit right, that's the hot seat there.
The hot seat.
Well, and of course, Brenda and I have talked about this, but explain to the commissioners
I will.
what this SART is and the current
There's
law.
your good copy.
Okay,
I'll change the law.
got the order on it.
If
the
y'all
resolution.
take one of these and pass them around, I just made them for the gentleman. I didn't make one for you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does everybody know Brenda Vickers?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. One of them's for me, one of
She
them's
can-
mine.
she
There you
can
go.
have mine.
Yeah.
I got it.
Ronnie's gonna share it. Oh, yeah. I kinda know it off the top of my head. Okay. All right, and then here's, okay, first of all, let me just explain. SART is a sexual abuse response team. And I'm just gonna show this to you. In 2019, the state of Texas came up with a Texas evidence collection protocol for sexual assaults of adults. We're not talking about children today, we're just talking about adults, whether they be men or women. And so this protocol was set out to develop a protocol for the law enforcement agencies and the forensic examiners, et cetera, that are involved in collection of evidence in sexual assault cases to be followed. I talked to, what the SART is now a new legislative bill, number 476 out of the 87th legislation, which just occurred. And what they decided to do was to do this Senate Bill number 476 to have the counties then start setting up their own protocol to regulate, to follow this protocol. I talked to one of the members on the committee that was presenting the bill to the legislators, And he told me that there was really not an issue with small counties. He said the issue was falling in large counties, that some of the law enforcement agencies and some of the forensic people were not following the protocol. So the legislators decided that they wanted to do something to make sure that each county would start following the protocol. So what they did under Senate Bill 476 was say that the county commissioners of the county have to appoint the sexual abuse response team. And there are certain individuals that have to be in the response team. And then we have to have that done by y'all by December the 1st of 2021. Then by December the 1st of 2022, we as a response team have to come up with a protocol that is in compliance with the state protocol, okay? And then then every other year on an odd number year, so we would start December 21st of 23, we have to give you a report regarding whether or not our law enforcement agencies, whether or not our response team, whether our forensic people are in compliance with the state protocol. And we have to, if reading the statute, I think I probably have to make a list of different cases and say that this was complied with, this was complied with, this was complied with. Underneath the protocol, there are things available to adults to help law enforcement develop evidence for prosecuting these cases. Half the time, an agency doesn't have time to take someone directly to Hendrick, and so then they'll give them a direction, and the woman or the man will never show up. So the protocol that they want us to come up with as a response team is a way to make sure that these people don't fall in the cracks, and that they are helped in trying to get some aid, try to get the forensic examinations done, to develop the evidence, to collect evidence in order to prosecute cases. So the legislators came up with a list of people that they wanted to be on, to make sure that they were on the sexual abuse response team. So we all got together, the sheriff, us, David Hullum with the PD, with the Eastland PD, and a few other people, and got together and came up with names that are in compliance with the sexual abuse response team that y'all need to develop. And so basically, here's a you can tell from what I handed you, but this is the Senate Bill 476 that actually, and y'all can look at it later. You don't have to look at it today. I just wanted everybody to have a copy of it. I'll make y'all one, yeah. And basically, there's people in here that have to be named. And so what we did is that we went through and came up with a list of people that are in compliance with what is requested. So you look on that first thing that I handed you, and so under the SAR team members, it says shall means they must be, appointed by the county commissioners court of each county, includes the following by December 1st of 2021. Now then, I was talking to the judge about this the other day as to why the county commissioners were involved. That's because the state does not want to regulate this. They don't have time to regulate every county. So they have decided that y'all need to be the regulating body to make sure that we're all doing what we're supposed to do, okay? All right, so in order to, so we've come up with members for the SART. So the first one is listed, and I just went through 1, 2, 3, 4 according to the statute. So the first one has to be someone that is responsible for organization and programs, including advocacy, that kind of thing, interviews from people. And so it's Gina Camacho. She's the executive director of the Eastland County Crisis Center now. And so I put her down, I put what she does now, I put her qualifications, and then the last sentence you'll see she qualifies for the #1 spot of the response team. Olivia Jackson works for her. She is out there. She's a victim advocate also for the Eastland County Crisis Center. So Gina wanted her listed in the event that she can't come because you can designate somebody to do it for you. And so she knew that Olivia would always be the person that she wanted to have. The second one is it's got to be somebody from the district attorney's office. So I'm listed there because I handle the sexual assault cases in our office. And so then I have my history and that kind of thing. Then number 3 is David Hullum. Okay, now this is weird because it has to be the chief of police of the largest municipality in the county. So it was either going to be Eastland or Cisco. And I went back and checked the populations, and then I also checked it currently, and Eastland has Cisco beat by about 45 people. Okay. So it really could have been either one, and in the future it may be Cisco. If Cisco continues to grow and Eastland doesn't, then we'll have to change that. But right now, David Hullum qualifies as the chief of police of the largest municipality. And according to the statute, we have to name someone as a presiding member. So when we were all together that day, we went ahead and said, if y'all approve this list, when they were nominating David Hullum, because other than either David Hullum, Jason Wager, or me probably have the most years in dealing with sexual abuse cases. So David Hullum, we nominated him as presiding member. Then we have Jason Wager, of course, our sheriff. The sheriff has to be on the team. And he could, now by the way, they can designate people temporarily. Like if David couldn't make the meeting, or if Jason couldn't make the meeting, they can designate someone to come and participate. Then the next person, y'all probably don't know, her name is Susan Strigler. She's a forensic nurse examiner coordinator at Hendrick Medical Center, North. Now then, she is over the nurses and the staff and make sure that things are done correctly and that the SANE exams are done correctly and the evidence is collected properly. And she is over the nurses that actually service Eastland County. So she's on there. Karina Morris, she works with the local mental health authority, MHMR. She's assistant director. She deals with a lot of people who've been traumatized by different things, including sexual abuse. Carrie Nicholson, which is in our office, this is a 7th person that the committee comes up with that they might need. So we got Carrie Nicholson because Carrie is our victim assistance coordinator with the DA's office. So she qualifies to deal with these people from that point of view. And she talks to the victims in all of our cases that end up either pleading or going to trial or whatever. So she's on there. So the reason now if you look down below what we ask you to do, of course, the purpose is to be in compliance with the state protocol in evidence collection. And it's a service that they are now developing to provide for adult sexual assault victims. The children usually don't fall through the cracks if they get reported, okay? Because CPS gets involved, the crisis center gets involved, etc. But adults sometimes fall through the cracks and they don't want that to continue to happen. So they want to make sure that we come up with a protocol wherein we advise our law enforcement, we advise our SANE, we advise our victim assistance people to make sure that we do things to try to encourage these people to follow through, to file charges, to get the cases prosecuted. And of course, it has to be in compliance with the Texas Government Code, which here's the Texas Government Code. And I made a copy for, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know I had to make you a copy. If you want to take one and pass it around. And you know what, Judge, this one's got, it's got the pink on it, so.
Do you need to keep that? Brenda,
this
do
is-
you need to keep it?
Well, this is a large copy. I just made, if you want to give her that one, you can have this large copy for
thank
you. Okay. And then, so underneath the Texas Government Code, Chapter 420, and the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Chapter 56A, which is the collection of evidence along with the rights of the crime victim, then we have to come up with our protocol to be in compliance with those. That's what the legislators said in Senate Bill 476. So, again, let's see. I handed y'all the Senate Bill 476, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then here's a thicker one, Judge, if you want that one.
Okay.
I just made them front page copies of that stuff. And then here is a copy, if y'all want it, of the Code of Criminal Procedure one, which there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, there's 6. Good. Yay. There's enough. All right. Okay. So, what we're asking y'all today to do before December 21st, I know y'all meet one more time, but I asked the judge to put me on your agenda today because I wanted y'all to have time to think about it if you needed to and talk about it. But by December 1st of 22, we need to have the SAR team established, and then we have a year to get our protocol together that is in compliance with this and to bring it back before you before December 1st of 22 to get it approved. Okay? Anybody got any questions? That was fast, I know.
Brad, you want to add anything?
Gentlemen, I would just say Ms. Victor's done an excellent job of giving all a rundown on that. Because basically it's been mandated by the Senate and the legislature. It's not the first time you gentlemen have had something pass the buck, but this is definitely one of those situations where the legislature said there has to be a governing authority that's overseeing this matter. Frankly, they put the majority of this on the district attorney's office, but you are the legislative body, obviously, for the county. So the mandatory reporting, I would encourage, if the court is inclined to go ahead and pass this resolution today, so we're not waiting to the last minute. There's no ifs, ands, and buts getting around it. It's mandated by the legislature. Every county has to do this process. Brenda did an excellent job of getting all the necessary parties together. Quite frankly, we had a really good meeting when everybody got together. It's a very serious topic. There are some concerns about what we can do better in these situations, and the people who have been nominated and recommended are top in their fields in Eastland County. So we're real fortunate to have this group of volunteers who agreed to.
They really didn't volunteer.
I was gonna say, they were volunteering.
They were volunteering.
Yeah.
And Owen did do a little bit of swallowing, and Preston was extremely happy that
He didn't have to do it.
that there'd been a slight population shift. So,
Yeah.
any questions you have, I can almost guarantee you that Brenda can answer.
The judge asked me this other day, and I meant to say this a moment ago. He said, Brenda, who do we report this to? Y'all are it. Okay? The statute does not name anybody that y'all have to go to and say they're not doing what they're supposed to do. So there's nothing in here about sanctions or anything else. I'm assuming that the legislators are going to wait, just like they always do, that if something doesn't get in compliance, then somebody files a lawsuit, and then case law creates new statutory language. So right now, this is all brand new. We could have combined with other counties, but we as a group that were together were like, that's not a good idea, because then y'all would have to work with another commissioner's court, or maybe if their population is below a certain amount, you can combine with other counties. But we decided it was much easier and much more seamless for us to deal with it just amongst ourselves, and for y'all to just deal with us on your own, without having to get in with other people.
So if we adopt this resolution, it just stays in our records, you keep a record of it, and you know it's been done. If you ever have to prove it up to the state, then you've got it, that we do have this SART in place.
Yeah, and if we don't do what we're supposed to do, Judge, frankly, I don't know what y'all are supposed to do about it, because the statute does not say.
And we don't report it to OCA or the
Nope.
Supreme Court?
You do not. Not
Law
according to the
enforcement?
statute. Y'all are the
That'll be happening. That'll be-
like Brad said, y'all are the legislative body that is over this, which is just crazy. Like I said, it probably, if somebody doesn't be in compliance, and I would think, I don't know about the big counties. I mean, they're gonna have an issue because they'll probably have a much larger team with a lot more responsibilities and have to meet more often. We have to meet every other month, by the way, and come up with this. But I would assume that if we don't comply, then y'all could probably file something with the court to make us do it, to compel us to do it or something like that. But I don't think you're gonna have a problem with your team here not
It sounds like a good team to me.
So,
Gentlemen, any questions or comments on either Brenda Vickers or District Attorney Brad? This, all right, then can we have a motion then to adopt this resolution approving the team appointments as recommended by the Eastern County Criminal District Attorney?
I'm with you, Judge.
I'll
And
second.
allow you to sign.
And allow me to sign the same.
Yes, sir.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye as well. It's unanimous. And I'm going to sign this one and hand it off to Kathy. And then you're
I
gonna
got
need
some questions for you if
a
you
copy
like.
for your file.
Yeah, for you to sign and you to seal.
Okay,
And I'll
just
give it
check.
a copy.
that's fine.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
cool,
We
okay.
do want to thank you, and I want to say a special thanks to Ms. Vickers.
Brenda put some time into getting all that prepared for us.
Thank you,
Good
I
deal.
appreciate it.
Thank
It's
you.
nice to see everybody. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know everybody's name, I'm sorry.
Well, this
I
is
know
Annie
her.
Maxwell,
And I
Commissioner,
know,
Precinct 1.
okay,
James Crenshaw, Commissioner Precinct 2.
Okay.
Ronnie Wilson, Commissioner Precinct 3.
okay.
And Robert Raines, Commissioner
Deputy
Precinct
Gunplay,
4.
according to him.
Oh,
You
okay,
can see on the map, the
Oh.
part, the pink part in the middle,
Okay.
that's the Precinct 1, the yellow's Precinct 2, the
Okay.
blue's Precinct 3, and the green's Precinct 4.
gotcha, okay, cool,
And that's the new map, that's the old map that we're gonna continue to use on for the next 10 years too.
Okay,
for
cool.
precincts.
okay.
There
Well, it's
you
nice
go.
to meet you
All
all.
right, good deal.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, item number 4 is to discuss, consider any proposed or pending contracts, agreements. I don't have any beyond what we've got already listed out here in the agenda. Any other elected or appointed officials with any kind of contract matters to bring forward today? Hearing nothing in, there's no item on 4. So we'll move on to number 5, and this is discuss, consider traffic control signs, traffic control and signs on County Road 145 Precinct 4. And Commissioner Raines, I do have a publisher's affidavit. We did a cutout on all the newspapers when they came out. So with that, what next step do you want us to do?
I don't even think we have to vote on it, Judge. I think according to the statute, we just had to have a public hearing.
Well, do you want us to go ahead and vote, just
We
to make it
can.
official?
We can
Make
vote
those
on it
record?
to establish four-way stops at the intersection of County Road 145 and 141, 130 and 145,
It's a four-way stop?
Mhm.
At what?
130 and 145, 141 and 145, and 132 and 145.
And they're
In
definitely
case anybody
four.
was wondering, that is the law for us to establish regulations on a county road.
Yep.
And it requires the public hearing and then public notice in the paper.
Would you read the motion back, just so we've got everything right on the county road crossings?
Okay, the motion to be voted, or to, motion and second to be made, to establish four-way stops at County Road 130 and 145, 132 and 145, 141 and 145.
All right, do we have a motion for that? Do we have a second?
And that's gonna be precinct 4,
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
don't mind.
It's all in precinct 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And I as well. Robert, I'm gonna hand this to you, because it's got all the publications and affidavit. You can keep that file,
Okay.
since it's in your precinct. All right, that takes us to item number 6. Discuss, consider JP Court Tech Fund update concerning employee salary and take possible action. Judge Glenn, Judge Spear. We might need to get another chair out here. There's one right here or in the, okay. Good deal. Judge Glenn, Judge Spear, how are y'all today?
Good. Finer than a frog's hair.
All right.
Good morning. Oh, you gotta scoot out.
You don't want to get the overspray on you back there.
He's my designated speaker.
I am the voluntold speaker.
Okay.
I brought this up at the last Commissioners Court meeting, that House Bill 3607, they added, it had been approved 2 years ago, and there was some confusion, and they clarified it, and it states that tech fund money may be used for court personnel salaries and benefits. Tech fund monies may be used to assist a constable's office or other entity. And it still says that the Commissioners Court is still in charge of administering the fund and must approve expenditures, but these are the options.
Okay,
And that's from our legislative update.
Is there a new House bill that,
This is from our legislative update. This is the one that we had.
but I tried to pull up this House bill
Mhm.
out of this legislature,
Mhm.
and it's not coming up because it's from 2 years ago.
All they did was to clarify the verbiage, because it's no longer has it has a start date, but it doesn't have an end date.
Okay,
But I can find it and bring it to you.
if you would.
Okay. But I have a hearing in 15 minutes.
so what is your proposal, Judge Glenn, just here?
Well, we'd just like to give our clerk a
Well,
raise,
she's no longer a clerk. She's our coordinator.
coordinator.
Okay. Well, do you have any dollar amounts, or we need to know what's in the fund and that sort of thing, and see if it's feasible?
We'd like to ask for like 50 cents an hour.
Okay. Do you know if there's enough money in the fund to do that, to take that action?
With GFA, I'm not exactly sure what our funding is.
Yeah. There you go.
I knew that was gonna come up at some point during this morning's discussion. Okay,
As of September, there was $45,366.95.
okay.
We do not have payroll lines budgeted for this year.
Say that again now?
Payroll lines are not budgeted in the tech fund for this year.
So you're saying that we can't do it because it's not budgeted, or we have to make an amendment if we decide to do this?
If the court decides this is an emergency, we can amend the budget.
And an emergency, we've always been told, is a grave public necessity. So are you making a recommendation?
I'm not making a recommendation. That
Okay.
is up to the court.
Gentlemen, what's your,
Can they not do a transfer into the regular budget?
Um,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know that that would be a good idea. Because then we've lost where JP Technology Fund,
Right. Because
Expenditures
even though
are
it's
gone.
just 1,040, when you're gonna have to figure a
fringe.
fringe on all of it.
and this would only affect the Justice Court coordinator, because you only have the Justice Court Tech Fund is what we're talking about.
Yes.
So anybody else that would be wondering why they didn't get the raise would be because they're not working for the JP Court. Because there's a separate funding mechanism for that. That needs to be known.
Or they don't have any special funds, because a lot of the clerks use their special funds for such.
But we're talking about JP Court Tech Fund right
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So the House bill saying that that's what you need to do?
It was clarifying, 2 years ago, they said that, the way it read 2 years ago was this was a one-time, one-shot deal. And then they came back at the legislative update and said, no, there was some confusion, you can use this.
Oh, I see.
Well, I'd be in favor of using it if we can find a way to make that happen through the budget process. If we can, we can. If we can't, we can't then. I don't know what everybody, it's just my opinion, but
How would that work, Loretta? If he had set up payroll line items in his special funds, would they get 2 checks?
No, it would be one check.
Okay.
Hopefully, it would be one check paid out of 2 funds.
Okay.
We do that on some employees.
So, okay, so kind of like my records management
Well,
funds.
the DA investigator, he's paid out of a jillion funds.
Yeah, we have a couple of people in the DA's office that are paid out of multiple funds.
So if, like on payday, like my records management clerk, you transfer those funds over to the regular salary line item?
No, it gets paid out of your records management.
Uh-huh.
It's just everything clears through payroll clearing and operations clearing.
Okay.
So it's paid out of that fund. It's just the money's pulled from that fund to go into the clearing.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Thank you.
That's actual dollars that are pulled.
Okay.
That's why I don't do math.
Well, we could do this, we could say that we do approve it as long as we can find a way to fund it through the budget. And then you can bring it back to us at some point and tell us that we can do it or we can't do it, and then we can start from that point. Can you think, just sitting on, this kind of dropping on you, but can you think of any way to make it work through the budgetary process? I see what you're saying, you've got to have line items to expend out into payroll,
Yes.
which we don't have.
And it's been done before in other departments, that the court actually declared an emergency and did it.
If we start declaring everything a great public necessity, that kind of eliminates the reason for it, but, you know, I'd be in favor of doing it if we can make it work through the budget process.
Well, I can throw this out there, if for some reason she were to leave, we're sunk.
Yeah, I don't even want both of y'all to leave the county unless she stays here. Because when I had to be the
Welcome to
JP
our
and the county judge,
We're sunk. I'll just,
Trust me, it helped that she knew what she did with us being new
Yeah.
coming in.
sure,
It made a lot of difference.
sure.
I'm sorry, you were gonna say something?
If you'll get me the language that clarifies it,
Okay.
and then let's bring it back next Commissioners Court, is that okay?
When is the next commissioner?
On the 22nd.
Second, yeah.
Okay, because we have school on the 28th through the 3rd.
Okay.
All right.
Gone again, Judge Spear.
Yeah, we're getting them
Yeah.
all lined up for you.
Yeah, thank you. Gone again. Gone, that's all right.
It's all right, we're sending her to school in March, so.
Yeah, at least not all three are gonna be gone at the same time, so that's good. That's good. Okay.
Life preserver if it gets too deep.
Yeah.
We've been using
That's
them a
right.
lot.
Can we have a motion then to table this matter until, either November the 22nd or the Justice of Peace let us know when to put it back on the agenda?
Motion. Second.
Motion made, seconded to table this matter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Okay. If you'll get that to Loretta, we'll see if we can work out some way to make it happen.
All right,
All right. good
appreciate
deal.
it.
All right. All right.
Just leave it there, Judge, it's fine.
See y'all later. Number 7, discuss and consider canvass for the November 2nd, 2021 uniform election. Summer Olvera. Olvera, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.
It's you.
I know.
This must feel important right here.
Inside, you have the unofficial results and I think a precinct by precinct report and the canvas report. So we just have to go over the canvas and then accept it, accept the results.
1,119 people.
9.37% of the registered voters. The registered voters are now over 12,000. Wow.
And we only had, I want to say there was 45 mail ballots. I sent out 58 and received 45 back.
So all 8 of the propositions passed then, didn't they?
I think number 2 in our county didn't. But I think overall they did in the state.
I know in the state they did. You're right, number 2 barely lost. 538 to 574.
But in the state they passed all of them, so
Did all the other propositions pass, you say?
yes.
Okay. All right. Gentlemen, any questions or comments about the canvassing of the votes? All right, can we have a motion then to accept the canvassing of the votes and declare that it is final? Made, seconded, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and it carries.
Thank you.
Now, is this what I need to keep for 22 months? Okay,
Miss somewhere.
And the keys.
No, sir.
I've got the,
Okay.
yeah, got it.
You just print this off after
Yes.
it's all done?
Yes, sir. Out of our system, yeah.
Yeah, pretty fast. Huh?
Yes.
Pretty neat.
For now.
I hope it stays the same in that department. I really do. Because if not, we better hire some more people. Because I can't count it all. That's a lot for me.
Envelope.
Yeah.
You got your toes and fingers, sure you can count it all.
Hey, that's me doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Summer.
Thank y'all.
You bet. All right, item number 8, discuss, consider sale of Eastland County property at Precinct 3 Yard in Gorman to the state of Texas, or TxDOT, parcel number 55572, and explain ownership issues with adjacent property, 55587 in Gorman. Grant authority to sign deed and all related real estate closing documents for the sale of county property located at 307 East Lubbock, Gorman, to the state or TxDOT. Here's the file on that, 2 years worth.
Yeah.
So I finally got back with Bob, or Bob Bass got back with me, and there was an issue on the reverter language. He wanted it to revert back to the county if the state ever used it for something else besides public use. There's lots of discussion between the state and I and Bob. We do have a current appraisal. It is selling it to the state. The state is going to widen the highway and put in a water retaining pond in there. It does have a public purpose. Bob Bass finally said, well, it's probably good if we're happy with the value and the land is going to be used for public purpose. So that's what he told us. So I think we're to the point that we now can go ahead and do this. We've already signed the contract for the sale. We have signed the possession use agreement. We finally got that funded about 2 weeks ago. That's the $3,000 that we got for them to come on in and start using the land. And so we have that money already in hand. The purchase price for that section is $22,876. That's what we had agreed to with the state. And I'll explain to you about the difference in the two properties here in a moment. But at this point, we're ready to sign the deeds and whatever else when they're prepared, when they're ready to go. And either Commissioner Wilson or I, one, need to be able to go do that at the title company whenever they say it's ready to sign everything. So let me go ahead and explain. Y'all think about that. I'll go ahead and explain the other property, which is just to the. Okay, Ronnie, help me. This is State Highway 6. Is that going to the west? Where the barn actually is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The part that we own in whole is where the yard is. There's nothing on it except part of a fence. And that is 555-572. That's the part that we're going to sell today if commissioners agree to it and allow one of us to sign the deeds on it. And then the property just to the west is the one that the state said the county may have some kind of ownership in it, along with Denver Rainey, City of Gorman, and Mr. and Ms. Rodriguez, who own property right around that. Then Clara Castaneda called me back about 2 weeks ago and said the county doesn't really own anything in that second property, which is their parcel number. Okay, I've got to find it. That's the 72. $55587. That attaches to our property to the west, and she said the only interest that the county has in it is that some of the structures that have been built on that second property that's owned by Gorman, Mr. Rainey, and Mr. and Ms. Rodriguez. There may be some of those structures that are located on a little bit of our property that we're selling here, the 572. So she said if we don't accept our agreement here on 572, we would have to get another appraisal done that shows the diminishment of the value of the second property having anything that encroaches onto our first property, which would be like 6 of one, half a dozen of another. If you take away the value because there's something encroaching on it, they're gonna pay us less for it, but then pay us on property number 2 for the encroachment.
Right.
So it makes really no sense, and we've already been on this for 2 years, unless you wanna do another 2 years on this.
No, sir. No, not at all.
I think it's in the county's best interest to move forward, and there's really nothing to be done on that second property. We're not gonna get anything off of that with 4 ownership, 4 people owning it or 4 entities owning it. We wouldn't have gotten very much off of that anyway. We've already gotten $3,000 for the possession use agreement. We are gonna be in line to get $22,876 for selling that, the yard part to the state. Mr. Wilson, you wanna add anything to that?
I was gonna ask Miss Loretta, after we sign this, do we cut off the water and electricity and insurance to it? Or can we?
Oh, once ownership is transferred, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, there's still a telephone line, I believe.
probably to, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, yeah.
But we'll forego all ownership once we do that, including that second part about the encroachment. We won't have any interest down there.
Yeah.
The county
Will
won't.
be good.
And then at some point, we can come back in and discuss what you'd like to do with the proceeds from that.
Yes, sir.
The $3,000 is sitting in the treasurer's office account, waiting for us to do something. So there's some money there to do whatever you think of and plan for. But I think to make this work at this point, it would be a good idea to give one of us the authority to sign every kind of closing document that would have to happen. The deed, all the HUD ones, the closing, everything that goes along with that, to get this conveyed over to the state of Texas.
I make the motion and let the judge sign any documents that need to be signed.
You backed right out of that one, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
He ain't got a second yet.
You didn't got a second yet?
Yeah.
Andy, help me.
We've been sitting here looking at each other grinning this whole time. We knew what we were gonna do.
That's why I try to beat you.
I'll second it.
What do I get a choice in this matter?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right, we've got a motion and a second, and let's just make sure that is to the authority to sign the deed and all related real estate closing documents for the sale of county property located at 307 East Lubbock in Gorman. Okay, with that then, do we have a vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. All right,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. We're about to get there, Ronnie.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner, I will take care of the utilities.
Thank you, ma'am, very much.
All right, then that moves us on to item number 9. It's funny, these are both coming due at the same time here.
Yeah.
Discuss, consider exchange of Eastland County property with Cisco Development Corporation, CDC, for the Precinct 4 yard in Cisco. Grant authority to sign the contract to exchange the county property at 101 West 18th Cisco for the CDC property at 400 Convenience Way, Cisco. Grant authority to sign the deed and all related real estate closing documents for exchange of property. And this is the file for that one. Got in with Bob Bass, and the status on this is that we needed authority to sign the contract to do the exchange. Talked with Bob Bass back on the 29th of October, same time I talked to him about the other land, and he said it's good to go. He's reviewed that contract that we'd have, the exchange or sales contract. We've got Justin Jaworski here with Cisco CDC. We've got Darwin Archer here, city manager of Cisco. And Robert and I have gone through the additional posting process. Nobody made any calls or contacts to you about any concerns they've got about the
No, sir.
transfer of the information?
No, sir.
So at this point, we're ready to proceed on this sales contract. And Justin, you had told me that maybe it was going to happen pretty fast because you're going to have a meeting with the Cisco City tonight and CDC tomorrow. Okay, any idea how long it might take? This contract starts the clock ticking on the title work of the title company.
We were given a ballpark of about 45 days.
Okay. Okay. So at this point then, I think it'd be a good idea if we give authority to one of us, either Robert, here's where your chance is to come back.
Yeah.
either Robert, Art, me, or whoever else to be able to sign all the documents whenever Justin and Darwin tell me that they're ready to go.
I'll make the motion that you can sign everything, Judge.
I'll second.
That was a pretty quick second on that one. Okay,
He's quick.
he is quick. So let me just make sure that the motion is to grant the authority to sign the deed and all related real estate closing documents for the exchange of property between Cisco Development Corporation and Eastland County for the Precinct 4 yard.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna let Kathy get caught up.
And that's located at 101 West 18th.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And the other one is, the one that we're exchanging it for, Kathy, is at 400 Convenience Way, Cisco.
He's excited, Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Can't you see me? I'm jumping up and down. You can't feel it.
All right.
All right, so we've got the motion to accept the contract and sign it and all the deeds and everything else that needs to go with it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. Do you want me to go ahead and sign the contract now, and you have one to take with you?
Let's wait until we get our other two final approvals and then move on that if that's okay with you.
And then you'll bring up those back to me for me to sign?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then they'll go to the title company and get the title work started.
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. That okay with you, Robert?
That's good with me, cause I know where he's at. I'll put a nod on his head.
Well, there you go.
I don't think he can catch him. He looks pretty fast.
I've known him way too long.
Yeah, sorry about your bad luck.
All right,
Thank y'all.
thank you. Kathy, whenever they bring me something to sign, I'll bring it to you and sign it in front of you, and you can certify it. We'll go with it.
Thank you.
All right. Item number 10, discuss, consider requesting proposals for an American Recovery Plan Grant Administrator. Commissioner Crenshaw.
Yeah, I was at a conference this last week and they suggested to us that we get a grant administrator before we start really giving this money out. And legal advice too. So I just want to make a motion that we go out and we got what, bids for it?
No, request for proposal.
A proposal for,
RFQ.
yeah.
RFP.
Yeah. Make a motion that, we go out for proposal for a grant administrator.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Okay.
Good idea.
Hang on. For RFPs for a grant administrator
For ARPA.
for the ARPA funds. Right?
That's,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
And then they will be brought up to date on what's already been given out, correct?
There's no money left. I mean,
Yeah.
no money has left us yet to go anywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. It's still setting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
so far we hadn't paid anybody out, have we? Yeah. And before we do, I would think that,
Yeah.
And will this have,
11.
yeah.
this have to run for 2 weeks? I mean, I don't know
Do what now?
how long would this run for, or do you just?
Darwin,
Well,
y'all did this for
I
the
thought
city
you
of
said
Cisco, right?
2
You got
weeks.
administrator with
Yes,
an
we
RFP?
Yes, sir.
Did y'all send out something through a grant portal, or how did you make that work to get your grant administrator lined up?
So, our secretary sent out to, we have a running list of those who are interested in partaking, and interested in, being given information at any time we, do grant administration. So we sent those directly out, we posted it to our website, those things, we did that for, 2 postings in the newspaper and in that time period. And we made
Okay.
selection, via committee after that.
Okay, all right. All right. So we have a motion and a second then that we will request RFPs for the American Recovery Plan Grant Administrator. Any further discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. It is unanimous. Okay. Darwin, would you mind sending me over a list of who you used?
Absolutely, I'll have to.
I don't mean who you gave it to, I know who you gave it to, but a list of the ones that you sent out notices to.
Absolutely.
And we got 1 or 2 already in, so would you mind emailing that to me?
Don't mind a bit.
Good deal, thank you. All right. Item number 11, is discuss and consider delaying American Recovery Plan funds distribution until U.S. Treasury final rules are adopted. And Commissioner Crenshaw brought us,
Yeah, this was also discussed in this conference. I mean, with what we're doing, I believe that, especially, they said the premium pay was gonna get us, said, you better have a grant administrator and you better have legal advice before you start paying out on premium pay. The rest of it, I believe we can get by with. I mean, with what, as long as they don't go over this 25,000 per individual on premium pay. But with that saying, I would think that as long as we got a grant administrator and some legal advice,
Yeah, because the
I mean,
rules, the rules are still floating, just
and
like
well,
Loretta.
also in here, it says changes will not be held against a county who relied on the interim rules. So
What page are you
that,
on of that
that
slide?
is page 6.
slide 12.
Slide 12.
But that don't mean that that's true when
Yeah.
when it comes down to the final rules. But
Well, and like,
I would-
Loretta's deal the other day, they come back and said that on the premium pay, it couldn't be anybody that had made over, 50,000?
That was a number that was used for an example in my training. Last week, I was on the phone with Tramer,
well, yeah, he's the one that give this
Yeah.
presentation.
with TAC, and, what it is the regular annual salary and remuneration and the premium pay also with, and I'm gonna say fringe, because that's what we call it, cannot exceed 150% of the verifiable annual salary for the state or local area, whichever is higher, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that's what it is. But I don't know, that's why he suggested that on this money, that we just really kind of hold on to it till after the final rule is made. So, I mean, I know I'd like to get my employees some money.
You're right.
Yeah, which everybody else does too. And I don't, the way it reads, I believe we could do it. But like I said, I mean, as long as we got an administrator here and legal advice on it before we actually pay it out.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff is probably, that we've kind of agreed upon, can probably go through, unless they're gonna pay premium pay.
Let's see, we've agreed to the hospital premium pay, we've agreed to the premium pay for the Cisco Fire Department, we've agreed for a dispatch, software, but we've got a little bit of a hill to climb there yet, according to Jim Allison.
Even with the hospital pay, I mean, he was giving quite a bit to them employees. It was like $12 or $13 an hour that he was gonna premium pay them.
Yeah, because he
Wasn't
kept
it?
mentioning it was premium pay.
Huh?
He said premium pay
Yeah.
is what he was gonna give
It was
the
us.
deal
$100 a pay cycle, is all it was.
Yeah. But 200,000, isn't that what y'all agreed to give?
Yeah, but, so if you figure that out per employee,
It's
what is that gonna do for
It's 100
each
or
employee
up
that
to
he's giving it to?
200,000.
Is it gonna go over the 25,000? Is it
No.
gonna go over the 150%?
We're at a
Well, and
At
I
that.
have a flash drive from the hospital. I've not looked at their records yet. But I know they were going to pay, like, the nurses $100 shift differential. And then other employees were going to get $50 shift differential, but it still all has to meet the premium pay criteria.
Yeah.
And then the last thing we've already agreed to is the water district to buy a generator.
Well, and westbound
And
upgrade.
westbound.
That's
Well,
right, forgot about westbound.
I don't think we're gonna have any problem in that.
No, those two deals.
I mean,
ain't gonna be no di- yeah.
The way he explained it, that the premium pay is gonna get you on any
Yeah.
of this. If
Well, so
And-
what
and-
do we need to do? Like today, we're gonna be talking about the water district. saying, we've got an MOU that Tommy Warford prepared for the Water District, and it looks okay to me. Loretta's looked at it. Do we need to go ahead and agree to that pending interim rule changes, or?
I think if we're gonna hire an administrator,
Yeah.
let's wait until we get
Yeah.
that person on board.
That's exactly right. I would think.
I would hate for us to do something now and them to come in and wonder why we even hired them if we're already giving out the money
Yeah.
without seeking their advice. If we're gonna hire somebody to administrate it.
Darwin, have y'all released any of your funds?
Not as of today.
Y'all do have a grant administrator
We
though
do.
now, correct?
We did.
Has she been there a couple of weeks or a month?
Oh, 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, okay. Well, I'd hate to walk it back, as they say. We've already agreed to do this for these different entities, and then I can see if we can't do it, if there's some legal reason that we can't do it, that would be different. But from the rules that we had to work with, which is what Term Tech tells us in here,
It's like
about the water district and the water supply
for 2
and
weeks.
the fire department and the
minutes.
hospital,
Up to.
Yeah, we
Looks
said
like we can go ahead and-
150, I think.
I guess go through the administrator to fund all that at some point.
Right.
Okay.
And what I've heard is they're expecting the final rule probably in the first quarter of 2022. So I think, like I've said before, once they get this second reporting period in, then they.
That's when they'll, yeah.
Right.
They're waiting to see what everybody spends it on, and then they're gonna come up and say, oh, no, not this, oh, yeah, okay, this, no, not this.
Right.
Yeah, they're waiting to see what people spend it on before they decide yes or no.
So you got from conference that if someone wanted upgrade software or like what did y'all call them? Generators, you think that'll be okay?
I believe it would,
Okay.
yeah.
It's just the
separate-
premium, the
Yeah.
salaries or what?
The only thing he said was gonna hurt you is the premium pay, because he said a can of worms is what he said right now,
Yeah.
because it's changing, it's gonna
Okay.
probably change. And you gotta make sure that you're paying your lowest paid employees this premium pay.
Yeah.
Which for the county, most of
Well,
everybody
that's
is.
everyone
low
just about
paid.
here, yeah.
So we're not gonna go over that percentage or that money in there. But I'd like to see us have the administrator before
I know.
we make
Yeah,
a
go work,
final decision.
yeah.
We need to get our administrator hired as quick as
Yeah,
possible.
I would think so.
I have an RFP from another county that you and I can look at and
Okay.
tweak as we need to.
Okay.
Darn, why hadn't y'all paid anything out yet since y'all have administrator, just ain't had time?
Just because, I brought all the expenditures to my council
Uh-huh.
at the last meeting,
I see,
and so
hadn't got there yet.
just taking my time.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Just curious.
Yeah, that's what they suggested. Hold on to that money as long as you can before you pay it out to somebody, because you're not gonna get it back. I mean, it's.
Well, and the thing is you're gonna be liable for it.
Yeah.
Once it leaves you,
Yeah,
if you've
once
gotta
it-
replace
yeah.
it, you've gotta replace it.
Yeah, they're not
So
gonna pay you
if we
back.
pay our employees premium pay, then we can't do it, then we get to send people home without pay until we make it back up.
No, we can't do that either.
Yeah,
Why can't we?
Department of Labor won't let us do it.
We're gonna get to this one in a minute here, but this is the MOU with the Water Supply District. I just realized something on here. Item number 3 on here says, such funds will not be advanced until written approval for such use under the American Rescue Plan Act is obtained. That's a pretty good part to have in your MOU right there.
Yeah.
All right. What do we want to do, gentlemen?
I would,
Delay until we get
delay
something from
till
the,
we get a grant administrator and a legal advice on how to pay this out and make sure that we're not liable for it.
okay?
I mean,
I think that was a motion, and I heard a second.
Well, I was like, was that a motion?
Yeah.
Here's a motion.
Okay.
And I'll get you to read the motion back to us when you get through.
Okay. So a motion by Crenshaw, second by Maxwell, for the county to wait until legal advice is obtained and a grant administrator is in place.
Yep.
Is that good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye as well. All right. And that takes us to number 12. Anybody need a break? Nope, no break. Number 12, county auditor to present audited district attorney, sheriff, constable 1, constable 2, chapter 59 forfeiture reports. Ms. Keith?
You have all four of the reports in your packets. Constable 1 had no seizure or forfeiture collections. Constable 2 also had no seizure or forfeiture, I should call it revenue. The third report is the district attorney, and the seized funds is section 1. And they're using the state fiscal year. The amount seized was on second page 2, number 2 at the top, $26,694. The amount forfeited for all agencies was $4,810, and the amount transferred to the forfeiture account was $6,877.81. Then under forfeiture funds, which is Roman numeral 2, that starts at the bottom of page 2, under B on page 3, number 2, the amount forfeited and received by their agency was $6,877.81. They earned $134.42 in interest. On page 4, under F, proceeds received by the DA's office from sale of forfeited property, $12,700. Under I, the total expenditures of forfeited funds during a reporting period, $6,700.72. And item J, they ended up with $230,611.44 in their forfeiture account. And the rest of the pages are just telling what's in these numbers. And I did review their files. Then on the sheriff's department report, seized fund is Roman numeral 1. On page 2, number 2, the amount seized and transferred to the district attorney, $3,389. Then, and that was then turned over, so they ended 0 in their seizure. Then Roman numeral 2, B, the amount forfeited to and received by the reporting agency, $2,337.49. And on page 3, J, the ending balance was $2,563.04. This was in the district attorney's file, so I did review their seizure and forfeiture.
All right. Do you have any questions or comments on these chapter 59 forfeiture reports? All right. Can we have a motion then to accept those reports as presented?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. All right, good deal. Thank you. Item 13, discuss, consider using American Rescue Plan Act funds for county employees. Ms. Gentho, Ms. Key.
Basically, all I was asking is an update. Commissioner Wilson had brought it up the first time. And I think it was brought up in another meeting, and y'all discussed it, and then that I wasn't here, and I think it might have brought up to a third meeting that I wasn't here. Talked about just discussion only, and so basically I wanted to know where we stood, because it hasn't been mentioned again, and it's been shuffled to the side, so basically I just wanna know.
Did you learn what you need to know from our previous discussion this morning, probably?
I do.
Okay.
And I did. I would also like to pass this out, and I understand that you guys have already received copies from the HR department. I have lost a staff member, and, you know, and I get it when you say they can go down the street and get a job, but, you know, that's really kind of unfair, guys.
I didn't say that.
No,
No,
but
I
in the
didn't.
past, and then Robert said it, so. Our employees take pride in their work. They take pride in working for you guys. They appreciate the, fringes that you do give to them. Trust me, they do. But even though insurance is going up, so is putting food on the table. Inflation is getting them. We were already behind from many years ago before this board for not giving cost of living every year. So I would like for y'all to honestly consider, when and if the time comes, to think about the employees. Some of them, without degrees, make more than elected officials, you and I. And they hold a certificate. Some don't hold a certificate. Now that, to me, is not fair. But I lost a good employee. We've invested CJIS training in her. This is taxpayer money that was invested, sent her to CJIS, DPS. That takes a lot to learn. You can ask Jason. When you're reporting to DPS, FBI, and all that, you have to have a good, solid background on what you're reporting, because you're messing up someone's life if you do it wrong. Send them to net data conferences. You know, we've invested in webinars, which sometimes we close the office down. So, like other offices, we invest in our employees. We send them, we train them, because we want the best for Eastland County. This employee went to work at the city of Gorman, making more money. Same good insurance. Pretty much the same benefits, maybe a little bit less than what the county has. And the plus for her, she lives in Gorman. She won't have to drive, because gas was eating her up because the inflation got her. So, but this one I've invested this much in. She's been here 3 years for the county.
Three? Only three? I thought it was longer.
Only 3, I know.
Wow.
But she said it was the hardest decision she ever made, but she had to get more money. So
She took care of things in the criminal court aspect for us up here.
she was very good, and you know, that's what you have to believe in. You know, you want that. Yes, I know. You can go to Walmart and get paid more, as you've said, and that's true. So I have been applying, and I've gotten 4 applications. 2 of them was by reading the newspaper. The other ones are from, I finally put it on Facebook, Eastland County Jobs, and I got hits off of that. So
I understand that, and I understand that we're very underfunded. But understand this, we're not out there selling a service, we're using taxpayers' money. So every dollar we expend comes from somebody else's billfold. It's not like they go to Walmart and buy a toy or a box of candy or something that they got to. We're taking that from them. We're not asking, we're not begging, we're taking that
but
from
they
them.
chose to make Eastland County their home, so
Yeah.
they buy property here, which triggers revenue and recording fees, which triggers tax money.
Which triggers very little revenue and recording fees, which taxpayers is like 84%, I think, last year of all the money we expend. Pays 84% of the budget, something like that.
So
So
I
that's
get it.
that's my deal is okay, your employee's having a problem with inflation, so we're gonna take it away from somebody out here that's working for it too, so that your employee don't have to suffer with it. They've gotta suffer with it.
But how much are they paid per hour?
Well, I don't know.
You know.
We don't know. We just take it away from them. So you walk a line in there for us at this table. Do we weigh the fact that insurance went up double digits percentage? Do we weigh the fact that they get paid holidays and paid time off when not everybody does that?
True.
You know, you got a retirement package that comes in that not only do you put into it, we put into it, and you're guaranteed by state law of 7% return on your retirement, which is not.
Once you're vested.
Yeah. Well, even before you're vested, you get a 7% return on
Yeah.
your money, which is not guaranteed by any Walmart or anybody else. I understand, and you and I have worked here a very long time.
Yes.
A very long time. There is a downside to coming to work for a municipality or a county or even the state now, because the state just redid everything they know their retirement is way worse than ours is. That's the reason why they're not making any. They got job openings everywhere. They start their hands out there about the same what we pay our people now. What I'm saying is there is a thin line between us robbing somebody else to Peter to pay Paul type situation.
Well, and I understand everyone's hurting.
Yeah,
I do understand that.
you know. I'm proud. I mean, the judge knows, everybody knows, I print everybody around us tax information. I've got it on my desk. I look at it every year. I'm proud to say that we're one of the lowest tax rates around here. You know, but that being said is, I don't want to be one of the highest. Nobody wants us to be one of the highest.
No.
So the only way we can keep the growth going as we continue to see is to keep our rate low to encourage people to come here.
Well, your conversation today is about paying out of the ARPA fund.
Yeah, sorry,
Right.
we've gone
That's
on
a
a rabbit.
one-time, that's a one-time
Yeah.
payment.
Yes,
So, but your concern is that if we bump it up one time, everybody's gonna wanna keep it at that same threshold for the next budget year, for budget year 23.
yes, but,
That's your concern. Your concern is getting it paid out at one time.
yeah, I mean, because we all know it's gonna be a one-time pay.
Well,
But then again,
we've
you've
found in
got-
the past where sometimes the one-time pay becomes the all forever pay.
I've seen that many years here, yes, I have.
And that's your
And I've
concern.
also
Yeah.
seen in the middle of budget year, people get raises. So, I mean,
I know.
I've seen that too. And I always, every year, ask a raise for my employees, which you know.
Really?
Yes, because I am their voice. Because they, they're working, they can't come up here. Same way with your guys, and girls, whoever y'all work. But I just want y'all to consider that. I just wanted to visit with y'all about it. My last question is, how much do we have in CDs? Not the checking account.
It's on the investment report for today. George, would you pass those down?
Wait, that's not big enough.
I did not print the 97 pages. I just could not do it.
Thank you.
They are working on making it smaller. At the end of the September packet, it's the investment report, and these are as of
So
September 30th.
do you have a total of those, or do I need to add them?
Well, the total should be
Total for each one.
on, nope, it's not. Okay. Yes, we'll have to add them. And at the bottom is the ARPA funds.
One says Texas class of the ARPA fund.
Okay.
It's roughly 8.4 million in First Financial, or 844,000 in First Financial.
Yeah, let's get that right.
Yes.
Okay, what was it? I'm sorry.
But you can't add that 107 now.
Oh, that's right. That's designated.
Yeah, I don't want designated or ARPA funds. I need to know
So,
what the county's invested.
740 in First Financial for general fund, undesignated
740,000.
in
Yes.
First Financial. Then between Schertz Bank, Texas Bank, and Prosperity Bank, we have 750,000. And then you'll see in Texas Class, Texpool Prime, and Texpool, we have roughly 1.3 million. And I will remind you, the suggestion is to have between 4 and 6 months operating expenditures and fund balance.
Yes.
And I would state that when I first took office in January 1st, 2007, we had about 200,000 in CDs total. That's all we had. And then we had a huge flood, and we had to start paying out funds to get all the trash cleaned up at Lake Leon. It's taken us 15 years to get to this point where we have some money back.
And then you got reimbursed for the FEMA after we
Well,
expend it first.
75% we got reimbursed for. But we had to have it to spend it to get reimbursed. That's the way that pony show goes.
So what is in the checking account? So this is just in what you call savings, if you will.
If you look at Christina's report,
There's about 900,000 in general fund right now. That was September. About 96.
and again, this is as of the end of September.
That was before support payments.
Okay. So my next question is, how much would it cost to give all the employees 3%?
No, that's something
know.
I'd have to calculate.
Okay. I don't
The
know.
last time we started looking at that, which we do every budget year, which is the appropriate time to really talk about all this,
I
is
tried.
about 45,000 for every 1% that we do.
45,000
$45,000 total to get
as
a
a whole.
1%
Okay.
increase
Okay.
across the board, which is what we've been trying to do. So multiply that times 3, that'll get you close. Now, that was last year or the year before that, somewhere in that
We're
range.
looking at 135 to 140,000.
So there you go.
Okay.
But, you know, the other side of that is you gotta figure we're filing a deficit budget of $1,600,000 this year. We
And-
could cut it all down to, you know, to 0 too.
We don't ever spend what we allocate
No.
every year, which we've never had, at least in 15 years, but I would say that I'm gonna try to push for a COLA for my final budget next year. We didn't do an increase this year, we didn't do an increase last year.
For the year
I did want to
before.
try to get an increase for next year, don't know if that's possible or not, but I did have that on my radar to do
Okay.
for next year's budget process.
Well, I hope we can all survive because we're losing valuable people.
Well,
But
Kathy,
I understand.
we have to do what we have to do,
I
that's what we have to
understand
do. So,
I do understand.
I don't want us to get back into a situation where we only have $200,000
Oh,
in
no.
surplus. That was not a
And
good
that's not what I'm
situation.
asking. I'm just,
Well,
considering.
you want to talk about the CDs, and that has taken us a long time to build up enough CDs to have something to operate with in case we have another catastrophe. It was pretty scary last year when COVID shut down everything, as you well know, and we weren't getting much revenue coming in.
We still worked, but yes.
So it's good to have some reserves.
Oh, yeah.
Darwin, you don't want to join in on this conversation?
Negative.
You've got your own tonight, right?
Sir.
All right. Well, that's it. I mean, I just kind of want to know where we are. You answered that in the other agenda items and plead my cause.
Well, and I've already thought about it, I don't know if I've talked to Red about it or not, but I would like to see us do an increase for employees through the next budget year.
What percentage?
I was looking at a 5, but I don't know if that's gonna be possible or not, but And you take 5 times 45,000 and see what that's gonna cost you.
Yeah. I think
Because
we're a
we
long
didn't-
ways from
we-
there.
We looked at a 6-year period one time, a rolling average of what the salary increase was, and it averaged 2.6% over a 6-year period, because some years we gave 3, some we didn't give but 1, some we didn't give any, some we gave a 5.
Yeah.
And that was just about 3 years ago we did that. It was a 2.6% increase every year, which was about a COLA. Now, the world's kind of gone crazy out there now, so.
Yeah, there's nothing stable.
Well, when the federal government starts pumping money back out, you're gonna get inflation through the roof, which is gonna cause interest rates to go through the roof.
Yeah.
They're already going up. Steel prices have gone up over $3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It hurts, I guarantee you. I
Yeah.
can tell the difference in my checking account every month.
Yeah, we all can, yeah. Well, I appreciate what y'all do, and I'm just asking that y'all consider the employees.
Okay.
I think we do though, every time.
Oh, I know, yeah.
I mean, you're acting like we don't, but I think we do every time when we don't pass the cost of the insurance going up to them. When we don't, you know, we continually do longevity, which is
Well-
something that we don't have to. When we continually do the 2-for-1, when TCDRS sends us stuff all the time, reduce that and it'll save you money. I mean, when we still continue to leave the benefit package like it is, when we're getting pressure from the other ones, if you'll do it this way, you'll save everybody money. I think we are thinking about the employees.
And I didn't mean that, and I hate you took it that way, but I know what y'all do.
Yeah.
But there's other department heads that don't sit in here, and the employees don't know what you guys are doing.
I know.
And you and I talked about
That
it
is the
later.
only stinking good thing about this new computer deal. If you look at the bottom of your pay stub, it tells you what the county put in on you. If you ever
Yeah,
can
well,
open,
yeah,
if
that's
you can
a good
open,
thing.
if you can open your pay stub.
Have you ever got your check yet?
But yes, and you and I visited about maybe,
Yeah.
just a general letter being sent to the employees saying,
It's crazy what it's
You know.
cost, the insurance has cost.
yeah, oh, yeah.
Compared to
And-
what it was.
But no, I
years
get it, but, you know, like, Summer, Andrea, I mean, if you're not watching,
Yeah.
and if you're not here, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot.
Well, and that's true, because there's a whole lot and you sitting at the table every time.
I know.
Understand what goes
Yeah.
into the decisions we have to make
Yes.
when it comes to whether it's pay raise, insurance, or whatever.
And it's not
They
easy.
are well thought out, I promise you,
Yeah.
on what we try to do.
Yes. So, but yes,
Okay.
I do know, and I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Your question was for American Rescue.
Yes, they're my,
Yeah.
back
Yeah,
to
we
that.
Trying to bring it
I
back
chased a
around.
rabbit all the way down a hole you wouldn't believe.
Yes,
What-
you,
Which I want to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they deserve it. But,
We all want to do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, you just need to be cautious, and I
And
get
realize,
it, you know.
and for the people watching out there in the video world, it's not for the elected officials, it's for the employees.
yeah,
Employees
it's
only.
always on.
And for the
Before we start
record,
getting emails and phone calls about
yes,
that.
and for the record, I did not ask for a raise this year for myself, my employees only. So yes, get that out
I may know that.
there. You did. But
All right.
yeah, I'm done with my talk.
All right.
Anybody else? Loretta, you were on the agenda too.
I did not put that item on the agenda. so
I didn't either. We got stuck to it.
I don't know who put it on the agenda.
You want it on the agenda, that's why it's on there. That's why your name's
No,
on
I
there.
just said,
well,
I
you
just had
sent
a
it
question.
to everybody, and judge sent it to her, so put it on the agenda.
Yeah. You sacrificed my blood.
Okay. Do we need to take a break at this point?
I'm good. Just keep it going.
Item 14, execute proposal from co-file Quick Links proposal and expend funds from county clerk records management.
Okay. Let me get this out. So thank you, Loretta, for printing this out, because I can't print it out. I don't know how to.
Okay.
So, but thank you.
Oh,
I
is that your-
can teach that.
My budget
Is it right,
revenue.
though?
I think the
Well, I know about
revenue
that.
and expense
Question,
part is correct.
Okay,
No, it's not correct.
I think
it's
the,
not correct?
as of this month,
Well, hold on, let me look at it again, cause I've never seen one.
I'm still missing Comdata POs that I cannot get.
So our salaries haven't changed, and we've had some pay periods out of there.
Chasing
Well,
the rabbit.
No, not today.
We're gonna have to take a break, y'all do that.
well, that's correct, because the salaries aren't showing out of here.
So, back to my line item. I mean, I know there's money in here for this, so,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, how much do you need?
Like, you can look at the September,
I'm so confused now.
Kathy, you can look at that September report and see how much money was actually in the bank account anyway.
Okay. I mean, I haven't spent anything this budget year, so I think, I know I'm good. So on this, quick links, what it does, and this is part of helping if we're ever shut down for COVID or something. So they're gonna take my very old indexes, and they're going to put those online. And so the public, even us, can search it instead of coming into the office and running. Like if I want to say what my ancestors bought back in 1925, they can look at my indexes online. And it'll refer them to volume and page, and that way they know where it is. So if they want to come in, they can come in.
You don't remember?
I would like to have it where it links up to the volume and page, but we cannot afford that. So anyway, this will help a lot, just running general indexes. And CoFile is asking for $19,016 to do this. It will have a one-time setup fee and then annual maintenance and support, which I bargained that down by $4,000.
How much did you say that was, Kathy?
$19,016.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm just asking it to be paid out of my records management line 402.
She's asking for $19,016, Judge, out of records management.
And we have it in there.
Yes, sir.
We're guessing?
We're guessing, which should have it in there.
Yeah, it should be there.
I have not paid anything out of that this year,
All right.
so it's pretty good.
Do we have a motion before us?
I'll make it.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to pay $19,000 and how much?
$16.
$19,016 out of records management.
And she got them down to $4,000, or saved her, she had 4,000, she said, Judge.
On the annual maintenance.
Well, good.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, and that carries.
Thank you.
Okay. And item 15 uses some of the same information. Execute, no?
Yep, it is.
Execute proposal from CoFile for plat hangers and expend funds from county clerk records management.
Yes, I will spend, requesting $3,969 from, number 402, again, out of my records management. The funds are there. These are for new, what the plats go in, the, plastic that goes around it.
The real estate survey, plat work.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Then we need sturdier ones.
Okay. Any other discussion? Anyone want to make a motion that we expend, how much on that, Kathy?
$3,969.
I'll make it, Judge.
All right. Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well.
Thank you.
Item number 16, discuss and consider increase in price for turnkey health services for inmates. Sheriff Waker, come on down.
Well, of course, after the budget, they sent me a letter, said, hey, we're going up starting January. Currently, we've been paying out $8,026 a month through turnkey, and it's going to go up to $85,0651 a month for a difference of $480.51 a month, and for the year it'll be $5,766.12 for the year.
What are you being charged now, Jason?
Huh? We're currently being charged $8,026
Per month.
a month.
Thank you.
And they're going to 850651.
This is all the medical stuff and all the crap they do for that. So, I need the $5,766 basically, and for somebody to sign this bill. It's not like we got much choice. We're under contract with them, and the contract specifically says they can go up every year.
It's capped at 2.95%. Okay. Rhoda, how do we make this happen? Have to declare,
I would just wait until it gets closer to the end of the fiscal year,
and do an amendment,
and find out where we are.
do an adjustment at the end of the year? Okay.
I would agree with that too. I just need somebody to sign that.
Well, do we have a motion then to sign this reimbursement for services increase for 2022? Allow me to sign the same and agree to the increase for this service to the jail, sheriff's office.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made, second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye as well.
I'll do my best, guys, to suck it up in something else, but. What?
Okay, I'm gonna if you'll sign that and give that one to Kathy, she can attest to it, and this one can be done the same way.
Would you get me a copy?
Yes.
8 November.
I need that back.
If you'll sign that one as well, that way she's got a place keeper.
You need the original back.
I don't care. I just gotta email it back to them, mail it back to them.
Gotcha.
All right, good deal. Thank you, Sheriff. Okay, this takes us to item number 17, discuss, consider donation to Meals on Wheels from Eastland County Commissioner Precinct 2 from the sale of old culverts, $465. Commissioner Crenshaw.
Oh, yeah, I had, some covers that we pulled up that, some of them was, 3 months ago. I mean, what they did is when the guys went and sold them, the same guy went and sold them every time, and we ended up with 3 envelopes full of cash sitting in my drawer that I just found like a week or two ago that totaled up. I do not have the paperwork. I thought it was in here.
Got
Yeah,
this?
that's the receipts and the receipts from where we sold them, and so I took it to Meals on Wheels, got the receipts for it. I think it's 4 or 5 different culverts that we sold.
Which Meals on Wheels?
Eastland
Okay. And where did y'all take it? Here?
to, the salvage.
Okay, they should never give cash, so I will contact them.
When we take that up there, then what do you wanna do? Tell them that you wanna donate it to them? So how do we know that they get the donation?
And, well, here's the thing, if you take money for it, it has to come through the county, it has to come through the county checking and go out again.
Oh.
So we can do it that way, yeah. Or if you never want to, then yes, we need to tell them this money goes to whoever the court has decided.
We've actually done that both ways.
Mhm.
We've had it where the salvage yard gave it directly to whoever we designate. We've had it up where the salvage yard pays us, and we bring it up here, and it goes through the system.
I thought once before I was gonna bring out cash, and you said, no, we don't want the cash brought back up here.
Well, and for one thing, they should never give you cash, because we've lost control if they're giving county employees cash.
I mean, they don't even ask, the guy said they don't even ask you, they just hand you an envelope when you get through.
They're used to
really?
paying cash out, and you take steel out there,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's another issue. So there was, for some reason, several years ago, we were donating that money to the Child Welfare Board. But now, if it's gone through court and it's declared salvage, it can come into county funds. So either the court can decide to donate to somebody, or it can come through county funds now.
Used to, we couldn't keep it.
Oh, so we
Because
can keep the money now?
Yeah, recyclable wasn't
Yeah.
part of it.
Right.
But now it is. They
That's
changed
right.
it.
Sandy
Couple years
Cagle helped
Yeah,
get that
yeah.
into local
Yeah,
government.
they
funds.
changed it where that you can actually keep it as a recyclable now as a.
What would
as
you
a-
rather do?
The county purchased it.
Does Meals on Wheels think it's coming to them?
He's already took it to
Yeah, I've
them,
already
Judge.
took it to them.
Oh, okay.
So he
I
said
got
the
the
receipt
receipt
was
from
in
That's
there.
what we gotta do then.
I mean, it's,
They're a 501c3. I'm assuming we can get the,
Yes, because we already give them support.
okay. Well, I say we make a motion to allow that one-time,
I'll make the motion, Judge.
Second.
I think we got a motion out. Just fill in the blanks over there.
To
Kathy.
allow what?
Allow the sale of the old cover from precinct 2 for $465 to be a donation to Meals on Wheels.
Eastland's Meals on Wheels.
Yes.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye as well. And we're about to get the paperwork up here.
so we just
Okay.
actually wanna tell them that we want a check. And then bring it up here and we can use it in our.
There for a while, we bought signs with it, and then they changed it, and then we couldn't do it, and you could do it, and then, yeah.
Just wait till the state legislature meets again and. All right. I'm gonna give that to you. That'd be easy to file. I'll keep this one and give that one to Loretta. Do you want one for your record as well?
I've got it.
You got it. Okay.
I'll put 'em on.
That'll be good. Okay. All right, anything else then on the Meals on Wheels donation? All right, then we'll move on to item number 18. Discuss, consider road cross agreement for County Road 334 in Morton Valley. Commissioner Maxwell.
Morton Valley, and then we're just putting in another water line up to across the road. They've always done a good job, so I gave you 2 copies.
Okay, looks like it's with Zach Porteous, and they've signed off on it, and they've included a map here. All right. Gentlemen, discussion. Do we have a motion to enter into this crossing agreement with Morton Valley Water Supply on a crossing on 334?
And that is in precinct 1.
Yes.
Thank
I'll
you.
make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign. And that carries. I'm gonna sign mine and send it around here. We've got 2 copies. No, it's just that.
You did.
He lost his making it back.
Yeah.
Well, what happened with that? Do you need a copy back? Do you want to give them one?
Sure. Sure.
You want me to give them one?
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right.
All right, item number 19 is discuss, consider approving an MOU with Eastland County Water Supply District in regards to using American Rescue Plan Act funds for the purchase of generators. So what do we need to do here? got you a copy of that memo, and it does have that part in there on paragraph 3. Funds will not be advanced until written approval for such use under the American Rescue Plan Act is obtained. This is something that their attorney, Tommy Warford, put together at our request when they were here a month ago or so. From what I've read, it doesn't look like there's gonna be an issue with generators at a water plant at all.
I
But
think we'd go ahead and give you permission to sign it when you're ready. I mean, when you meet with the administrator or whenever.
not sign it today.
You're right, just whenever.
What does everybody else think?
I'm with that too,
Yeah.
sir.
So the motion would be, I'm just stating this, the motion would be to enter into this MOU with the Water District and allow me to sign the same when the grant administrator approves it.
That'd work.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let Kathy get caught up on that.
Gotcha.
All right, all in favor? We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Oh, we
I
did.
made it.
Okay, I'm still writing.
Thought you got caught up.
See that deer in the headlight look?
Did you second it?
Yeah,
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Kathy, you good?
I'm good,
Okay.
Judge.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. All right, and I will hold off on signing that until you do have a copy of
I
it.
do, yes, sir.
Okay.
It looks just like that deer that James had.
Yeah.
And you sound like Weston when you say, okay.
He's only 30 yards, you know.
Say, Mahmood,
No, that's.
what does Weston
That's
call
a
you?
bright line.
What does Weston call you?
Nana,
Nana.
yeah.
Nana.
Okay, Nana.
All right. Item number 20 is discuss, consider approving, executing contracts with entities for dispatch services and rural fire suppression. And let's see, Kathy in my office is keeping up with the tracking and who's sent back in. On the fire department, we've received and signed off on Carbon. We've received and signed off on City of Eastland. We've received and signed off on Olden. We've received and signed off on Ranger, received and signed off on Rising Star. Then Cisco Fire Department came in at the end of last week, and, it was the beginning of last week. And we need approval to sign off on that one today, and we'll get to that package here in a minute. And then on the EMS, we have received and signed off on the cooperative EMS. We sent out to the city of Ranger on September the 28th their contract for EMS. We've not received it back from Ranger EMS. If you get a chance to talk to Darryl, you might ask him about that. We need to get that back to us. And then on dispatch, we sent off and received back from City of Cisco. We sent off the contract, received back from City of Eastland. We sent it off to City of Ranger, have not received anything back. Sent off to City of Gorman. I think we've got that in here to sign today. We sent off to the City of Rising Star and received that back October 25th. We sent off to the East Memorial Hospital and have not received that back. And sent off to Cisco College, not received it back as well. So here are the ones that come in for today that I've got documents for. Here is the Gorman Volunteer Fire Department contract. May I have authority to sign off on that contract with the Gorman Fire Department?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye as well. And I'm gonna sign off on that, Kathy, and give you this. If you'll attest and get us back some copies, please, ma'am. Then on this one, this is a dispatch contract with the city of Gorman. And may I have authority to sign off on this contract with the city of Gorman for dispatch services?
Do you only have one?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make it.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. And I am signing off on the dispatch with the city of Gorman. All right, I'm gonna hand that to you as well, Kathy.
Okay.
And then last up, we've got the volunteer fire department contract with Cisco. And may I have authority to sign off on that contract with Cisco VFD?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign. And I'm signing off on that as well. Okay. Kathy, do you have a
She
note?
fell out of her chair.
The other Kathy, do you have a note about which ones came in today to put into the tracking? You probably have already put them in tracking, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, good. I just want to make sure before I hand them all off. All right, good deal. Thank you.
My shoulders hurt back too.
All right. I think that takes care of all that. Item 21 is 911 update and property dispatch update. Sheriff.
Everything's going fine out there. We've been having some radio issues. Finally ended up calling out. It seemed to get worse at night. We've been going through everything for the last 2 weeks, trying to figure it out. And just one little stupid thing will interfere and make it, it's crazy. Anyway, we've unplugged half a dispatch trying to figure it out, plugged it back in. Ended up being the tower lights. There's a short circuit in there somewhere all of a sudden that is starting to cause interference on the radios. We were able to get it solved last night. So the tower light's not blinking at the moment, it's just steady on, which is better than nothing. And we've ordered the parts to fix the tower. But it was causing all sorts of issues that were just getting worse and worse and worse forever. We've got E-Force coming back down. They're flying back down this week to just go through stuff, make sure everything's going good, and we're going to go through how to do a couple things that we haven't had time to mess with. And we're just going to be here for a couple more days to help us out with whatever we need. So that's going good. Everything else is going fine. We're busy. It's been really crazy busy. I mean, worse than, this year seems like it's just been worse than normal. Just constant, all departments, not just dispatch.
I can tell you wasn't in a very good mood.
This is it. This is my good mood.
That's his happy face right there. That's his happy face.
Yeah. Anyway, it's going fine out there.
Good deal, Sheriff. Thank you. All right. Anyone else on 911 or property dispatch? All right. No other information on that. Up down the county burn ban. Of course, right now we have the burn ban on. We've gotten a little bit of rain. I only got like a couple of tenths. Before that, I got 0.7. I don't know if we need to take the burn ban off or not. What did the fire department say? They talked to you about it? Any of them? I had one member of the public ask if we were going to take the burn ban off, and that was like whenever it rained, Wednesday of last week, I guess it was.
I was glad we put it on because that wind that we got.
Oh my gosh!
Terrible.
Yeah.
And there was a fire that broke loose, I think Breckenridge or something, during that wind.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, it was
and you could
unreal.
smell it in Cisco.
I could see the
18,000
smoke.
acres up in there.
Yeah.
Is that what it
Yeah.
was, Judge? 18. No, I was glad that, at first I was hesitant. I thought, well, we did the wrong thing 'cause it's still green, boy, but when that wind took off and they caught on fire, I was like, man, best thing we done.
Yeah.
So does anybody have any idea or inclination to take the burn ban off? Okay, so the burn ban stays on. No change there. It will continue. Item 23 is personnel matters. Ms. Key?
You have the report in front of you. The time period for the report is October 13th through 26th. During that time period, there was one full-time jail guard, new hire, no employment terminations.
Okay. Anyone else have any personnel matters to discuss this morning?
I'd like to say we're still one female jailer short for Facebook land out there. If anybody wants to, we can't find anybody. So if anybody'd like to put in an application, or if y'all know anybody.
All right. All right. Anyone else?
Do you just have to have a gun, or? Or I need to make some money for Christmas.
May we have a motion to accept the personnel report as presented?
Motion. Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. All right, 24, budgetary and appropriate matters, 24A, certification of additional revenue.
Yes, and these are all from fiscal year 2021. And the first four, I believe, actually, the first five are all reimbursements for elections. The first one is from Lingleville ISD, and the total amount received was $4,135.68. You'll see this revenue, some of it went into general fund election reimbursement, some of it went to election services fund programming revenue, and the remainder went to election services fund equipment lease income revenue. I'm asking the court to increase the fiscal year 2021 expenditures, and it's all broken out on the bottom, but the total is $4,135.68. The next one is from Gorman ISD. We received $4,175.20. Again, a portion of it went to election reimbursement and general fund, programming revenue in election services fund, and equipment lease revenue in election services fund. And I'm asking the court to increase the 2021 expenditures as broken out at the bottom. Then $4,051.48 received from DeLeon ISD. It also went into election reimbursement and general fund, election services fund programming revenue, and election services fund equipment lease revenue, and I'm asking the court to increase the expenditures as broken out in the bottom. Next is $4,133.90 received from City of Gorman. It also went to election reimbursement and general fund, election services fund programming revenue, and election services fund equipment lease revenue. I'm asking the court to increase the expenditures as outlined in the bottom. Next, $520.10 received from City of Cisco. It went to general fund election reimbursement revenue, and I'm asking the court to increase the general fund elections operating supplies by the same amount. And the last certification is $7,964.22. It was received from the Eastland County Inmate Commissary Fund, deposited into general fund, credited to inmate medical reimbursement revenue. I'm asking the court to increase the inmate medical the physician services line in the jail budget by the same $7,964.22.
Okay, gentlemen, any questions or comments on these items of additional revenue?
Motion.
Do we have a motion then to certify the additional revenue and to allow the appropriate expenditures as explained?
Motion.
Second.
Pretty close.
Yeah, he got it.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that carried.
Okay, I got a question.
Okay.
I'm trying to read it.
Oh, this?
Yeah, the next one.
What's the question?
I guess it's two different fiscal years.
I didn't put another typo in there, did I?
No, this is the amendment changes by fund. What is, $202,003,80.
100,
Is that refunds? Okay.
refunds, reimbursements.
Okay, so it's showing on the amendment changes by fund, then, these are line item adjustments.
Right.
Those, so I'm assuming it was revenue from.
Yes.
Okay.
So the adjustments are here, it was revenue, and it's from a previous court.
Okay. It just threw me for a loop, because they don't normally, we're in strong for showing them. Like that.
You want that?
Oh.
All right. We're ready to move on to 24B, emergency amendments.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Key.
There are no emergency amendments, Judge.
Okay. 24C, amendment changes by fund.
There are two sets. The first set is fiscal year 2021. And as Commissioner Raines pointed out, it has a different look than our old system.
This is your copy.
Yeah.
We're laughing.
I'm sorry, where were we?
Different look than what it
The
used to.
different look on the 2021 adjustments. We just,
Yeah, you got it right there in the left hand. Is that in there?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Is that different look?
We do have a different look.
and the explanation is under the description. It has the same basic information as our old reports. Then you should have a report for fiscal year 2022, which I'm trying not to do 2022 adjustments yet, but I needed to.
All right, gentlemen, questions or comments on the amendment changes by fund?
No, sir.
Can we have a motion then to sign those as presented?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries.
Everybody got their turkey bought up, cause I heard there wasn't gonna be plenty.
HEB had a lot of turkeys.
They had a lot
I know
of
what
turkeys.
I was already set up to catch him when he come out his door.
Got you a big old scoop.
That folks sold 89 pounds of turkey Saturday morning.
89.
pounds of turkey. Turkey, they call it turkey roast. It's not the full turkey, it's the good parts of the turkey, I guess.
What are the good parts?
Well, you know, not all the neck and the back and all that.
The breast.
Yeah, the
The
breast
white
and
meat.
and there's some dark meat in there too, but 89 pounds of turkey.
And who sold that?
First Methodist Church.
Oh.
Lord's Acre, it's our fall festival that we do every year. Pretty good deal.
That's cool.
All right. That takes us to 24D, report of financial condition.
We have two reports. They are still not reconciled. The first report is September. And I'm giving you enough information that maybe you can tell where we are.
Where are we?
We're working on this.
I'm just kidding, sir.
The first section is the cash position report showing the beginning cash balance by fund. it's showing revenues. And this is for the period ending September. It's showing the accounts payable. That column is what was paid through accounts payable. You'll see the payroll column is 0. We need to find out why. Oh, because September was still
Yeah, we
net
didn't have
debt.
anything in September.
Okay, and then the other column is probably everything that didn't run through GFA. Expenditures. And then ending cash balances. And then I have to do a separate report for adult and juvenile because they're on different fiscal years. So they're the second section of that. Next is the management report from First Financial Bank showing the securities for county funds on deposit. And if you look at page 2, the pledged market value is $9,972,108.10. And then there is a pledged security listing from Prosperity Bank. And far right, the market value of securities they're pledging is $236,562.27. Next is the payment schedule as of September 30th, showing the election equipment that was financed and is now paid off for general fund. Then Road and Bridge, there's lease purchase agreements on 3 graders and a roller.
Then you'll see the spreadsheet for the month ending bank account totals for September. As of September 30th, 2021, the amount of cash and other assets in the custody of my office was $9,075,788.62.
All right, gentlemen, on this first set of records for the month of September 2021, unreconciled, do we have a motion to accept that and to sign the affidavit prepared by County Treasurer?
Motion.
Is there a second? All right, motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries.
Y'all ladies got all your Christmas shopping done yet?
Who has time?
I haven't
needs no,
started.
Y'all, you better hurry up.
It's just 6 weeks, isn't it?
If you didn't know, I'm down a short employee.
Oh,
I checked my list. You're not on the right
golly,
one.
that's what I was waiting for.
I do have a bag of charcoal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you win some charcoal in the conference?
She's gonna re-gift.
Judge, you already turned in your ornament for the Christmas tree yet?
I keep forgetting
'Cause
about
I
that.
got
We're
the
working on
winter.
it. We're working on it.
Man, I
Are
got the
you?
winter and
Really?
Do you?
I really do.
It's
I
due.
think
I'm
We've got
trying to
the
help
winter.
y'all out.
When
I
is it
don't
due?
wanna be the only one that
Next
turns
Monday.
one in.
Can't wait to see yours.
Oh, we're supposed to turn one in for ourselves. I made one for you.
I'll have to then.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right,
And
enough of that.
Thank you.
Sheriff's putting his on his list, he forgot.
Now we have the next set of financial statements. Ms. Key,
Okay,
November 8th,
yes.
unreconciled.
Yes, I ran this morning. You'll see the November beginning cash balances revenues for November. Payables or expenses from accounts payable for November. There is no payroll for November yet, and there should not be any other this time because we've been out of GFA, paying out of GFA only. And then it shows the ending cash balance by fund, and I will note that all it's putting on these reports is the 103,000 account, which is cash and bank for most accounts. If they have cash in other accounts like CDs, it's not showing up on this report. So we'll have to work on that also.
All right, gentlemen, let me know when you're ready. Any questions or comments on the financial condition as of November the 8th, 21?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept the report. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? And that carries. All right. That takes us to 24E, investment report.
This is the September investment report as of the end of September. And we've kind of already gone over this. There were 3 certificates of deposit for general fund and First Financial Bank. 1 $250,000 certificate of deposit, Sharps Bank. 1 $250,000 certificate of deposit in Texas Bank. 1 $250,000 deposit in Prosperity Bank. Texas Class, Tex Pool Prime, and Tex Pool are listed below the ending balances in Texas Class. $510,111.16. Tex Pool Prime, $521,202.38. Tex Pool, $331,072.06. Then below in the second section is the American Recovery Plan Act funds. There were 3 certificates of deposit for $250,000 each. And I need to fix that because the interest is going to the checking account. And then Texas Class, $500,041.86. The collateral on the cash balances and bank certificates of deposit was adequate for the period. This report is made in accordance with the provisions of Government Code 2256, the Public Funds Investment Act. The investments held in the Eastland County portfolio comply with the Public Funds Investment Act and with the county's investment policies and strategies.
Gentlemen, any questions or comments on the investment report? We've already kind of gone through that earlier in the meeting.
No, sir.
Do we have a motion then to accept that investment report as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign, and that carries. That takes us to 24F, financial reports. And let's see, Kathy, I've got a report from Constable Precinct 1, Constable Precinct 2, Registry of the Court for District Court, collections from District Court Clerk. I've got the report from County Clerk for revenues and expenditures. And then I've got the report of collections from the County Clerk, collections register for County Clerk. And then looks like JP, let's see if JP4 shows up. 1, 2,
And no.
and no,
It actually does say 4
and no. Okay, so Justice Court, three reports, plus those other reports. Do you have any that I didn't just call?
I have tax collector and DMV.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Gentlemen, any questions or comments on these financial reports, department reports?
No,
Okay, with that then, can we have a motion to accept those reports as presented?
Motion.
Is there a second? Did you get a second?
I did.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign.
Did you get the one from AgriLife?
I did not get that.
Okay, we'll copy it and present it at the next court.
Okay. We can do it now if you want to go ahead and do it.
Sure.
We have an additional report from AgriLife Extension on both the AgriLife Natural Resources and also the Family and Community Health for their reports. Do you want me to make you a copy of this to put in your files?
No, sir.
All right.
I need one, Judge.
Can we have a motion then to accept that report from Texas AgriLife Extension Office, the two reports?
Motion.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, and it's
you.
carried. All right, I think that takes us,
That's my original.
Oh, I'll make you a copy.
take that to item 25, the last one on there, presentation of bills, claims, and accounts. And we have a few here.
Yes, we have several reports. And I noticed Christina is putting the same information on the front of yours, so this will help you. The first report is October 29th payroll. It's gross wages. Then October 29th payroll payables. That is all payables other than unemployment and workers' comp. Then November 8th payables for fiscal year 2021. November 9th payables for fiscal year 2022. These will be paid today also. November 6th payables for fiscal year 21 ComData. These will be paid today. November 7th payables for ComData. Those are fiscal year 22, and they will be paid today also.
Are we ever gonna get it worked out?
Well, other than purchase orders and requisitions getting stuck in the system, I think our system of checking everything and getting them approved is going pretty well. But we have those that are just getting stuck and we don't know why.
Well, and I know I've got some COM data out there somewhere that somebody else printed, and I cannot, if I try to go to COM data to find them, it locks the whole system.
Okay, if you'll send those to me, I will print them for you.
Okay.
Okay?
And I printed two this morning again that said Tessa had printed them. I went through and found them underneath the vendor bill. One of them was a Diamond P and another one was something else. Herman's or something anyway, and it showed she printed both of them.
Okay, and that is something we requested in here. We've requested, I think GFA is working on things they can do right now.
Yeah, because if you don't actually physically search for that and look, you never know. Especially if they were printed and they're just not there.
Can
Right.
they make the default unchecked?
I make the motion to pay the bills.
Thank
Sorry
you.
to interrupt y'all.
Yeah.
Can we have a second on that motion?
Second.
Motion and a second to pay the bills, claims and accounts as presented. All in favor, say aye. And that's approved.
But it's extremely hard to keep up with when you can't find them.
I will request that today, that the default is all unchecked.
There you go, Jay.
Try to make life easy.
Do I need to initial this change in here on electricity?
Oh, I do need to, I forgot to bring that up. There is one change, and it's on page 7 of the November 8th payables.
It's about City of Ranger.
It is City of Ranger, and I believe it was charged to electricity. I just need to change that to water.
Okay. Can we have a motion to allow me to initial this change, or make the change?
Second.
Motion
Who made the
made
motion? Oh, thank you.
and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign.
Did you send it? Sorry.
Well, I think we're there, but we had a motion and a second to allow the change on the City of Ranger from electricity to water. That's 048695. It was at 440, it needs to be 442. And we have a motion and a second before us. Do we have the authority to allow me to sign that?
Please stop and see Tracy on your way out.
I'll get with her later.
Okay,
Yes.
all in
Yes.
favor, say aye. Aye, aye. Okay. Any opposed? Okay, I'm gonna initial that, and I've already signed it. You'll have it back that way. This one's coming here.
You hadn't signed it.
I didn't. I did on the stop sign, but I didn't.
Huh? You didn't sign that one.
Whoa,
When your county ride.
Sure not, Judge.
Oh,
Look at
my
that quick
God.
eye.
thank you, Andy.
Still got in that scope, you see.
Keep an eye for that. Is what?
He was thinking that
Dang,
bumper
still
was
got
looking real good.
his eye in that scope. Trying to blind them deer.
You're too close to that scope. Pop you back in the eye.
Was it a scope or an empty bottle?
Tell us, James, which one?
There's
Both.
proof in the pictures.
He's got the scope in one eye and the bottle in the other.
All right, I think this is a good time to end all this.
Oh, okay.
Can we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes, sir.
Do we have a second? Motion made, seconded. All in favor to adjourn, say aye. Any opposed, same sign. And we are adjourned.
Judge, you is